In this lesson, we will discuss instrument circuit breaker panels, pilot seats, windshields, wipers, observer seats, safety equipment, and the cockpit door security system. The A320 cockpit is designed for 2 flight crew members. System controls are arranged for ease of use and monitoring by both crew members. The pilot's instrument panels have 6 identical and interchangeable display units, or DUs, which display flight parameter and navigation data, engine and systems parameters, and warning and caution messages. The center pedestal contains, among other things, the multi-purpose control and display units, the thrust levers and manual trim wheels, speed brake and flap levers, and radio communication panels. The overhead panel, which includes the overhead circuit breaker panel, is arranged to make extensive use of push-button switches containing status and failure indications. These indications follow a color code. Normal indications are shown in green, and in blue for a temporary, normal operation of a system. A push-button switch will show a white indication for an abnormal switch position, a test result, or for maintenance information. Cautions are amber and indicate a failure that the crew should be aware of, but does not necessarily call for immediate action. Warnings are red and indicate a failure needing immediate action. The design philosophy is that when the aircraft is configured normally, all overhead push-button switch lights should be off. Only green lights can be permanently on, when required, and blue lights should be illuminated only temporarily. The pilot seat may be adjusted horizontally or vertically, using either the electrical or the mechanical seat adjustment. The seat can be reclined manually, and the lumbar cushion can be moved vertically and horizontally. There is a 5-point quick-release seat belt and a lock-unlock lever for the shoulder harness. The outboard armrest aligned with the side stick may be adjusted for height using the side knurled knob, or adjusted for pitch using the front knurled knob. The armrest also has a position indicator window which displays the pitch and height as a letter-number combination, so that a comfortable position can be remembered. The inboard armrest may be adjusted in the vertical by pushing in the locking lever on the end of the armrest. A fully adjustable table is installed in front of each pilot. Airbus SOP calls for the table to be stowed for takeoff and landing. Your airline policy may differ. The cockpit has 2 fixed windshields, 2 sliding side windows, and 2 fixed side windows. All windows are heated. The maximum speed limitation with the cockpit window open is 200 knots. The sliding windows can be used as crew emergency exits. To open the window, the unlocking button is pressed. Then the control handle is pulled inward and rearward. With the window in the open position, the locking pin will prevent it from moving forward. To close the window, the locking pin lever is moved aft, and the control handle is pushed to the fully forward position. Sun visors are installed in front of each pilot. In addition, semi-transparent reflective roller-type sun blinds are installed on all side windows. Located in the right rear corner of the flight deck, behind the first officer, is the emergency equipment, manual stowage, and the third occupant seat. The seat is normally stowed in a vertical position. For use, the seat unlock lever is raised, and the seat is moved sideways while lowering the seat bottom cushion to a position in the middle of the cockpit. The seat will lock in place when it reaches the end of its track travel. The headrest can then be raised and locked in place. Located in the left rear corner of the flight deck is the coat and hat stowage area, emergency equipment, spare light bulbs and fuse stowage compartment, aircraft manual storage, and the fourth occupant seat. The seat simply folds out of the wall into a horizontal position. It is stowed by lifting the seat bottom back into the vertical. Oxygen masks are installed in a compartment adjacent to each pilot. There are 2 masks in each compartment, one for the pilot and one for an observer seated in the cockpit. The captain and first officer's life jackets are stowed in a compartment on their respective seat backs. The third and fourth occupants' life jackets are stowed in a compartment below their seats. Emergency flashlights are installed in a bracket at each lateral console. Each flashlight comes on when removed from its bracket. A push-to-test button and its associated red-green LED indicate the battery status. When the push-to-test button is pressed, the LED flashes green once if the battery is charged, flashes red once if the battery is low. If the LED does not come on, the flashlight system is unserviceable. The flight deck is accessed via a hinged door that opens into the cockpit from the cabin. The door has an electric locking latch controlled by the flight crew via the cockpit door toggle switch located on the cockpit door panel on the center pedestal. Normally, the door is closed and locked. The flight crew can authorize entry to the cockpit by unlocking the door, which must be pushed open, otherwise it remains closed. The cabin crew can unlock the cockpit door by entering a code programmed by the airline on the keypad installed on the door post. Click on the door unlock switch on the center pedestal to unlock the cockpit door. The door to the flight deck is bulletproof and meets rapid decompression requirements. The pilots are able to open the door from the cockpit via a mechanical override. In case the door cannot be opened, the pilots can egress the cockpit via the evacuation and decompression panel at the bottom of the door. To open the panel, the flight crew must pull the quick-release pins towards the center of the panel and then kick the panel open. If power to the door fails, it unlocks automatically, but remains closed. On the left side of the door frame is a circuit breaker box. The box contains 3 circuit breakers. Each is connected to a cockpit door electrical latch. The cockpit door locking system allows the pilots to electrically lock and unlock the cockpit door. The system is mainly comprised of a switch on the center pedestal, a keypad in the forward cabin near the cockpit door, a cockpit door control unit and associated panel on the overhead panel, a buzzer. The switch on the pedestal enables the flight crew to lock or unlock the cockpit door following an entry request. The keypad enables the cabin crew to request access to the cockpit. There are 2 different types of entry request: routine and emergency. When the keypad green light is on constantly, the cockpit door has been unlocked either by the flight crew or automatically following an emergency entry request by a cabin crew member after entering the airline access code. When the green light flashes, an emergency request has been made to enter the cockpit. The buzzer in the cockpit will sound continuously until the flight crew responds. If the red light illuminates, the flight crew has denied access and the door stays locked. The digital keypad is used to sound the buzzer in the cockpit for 1 to 9 seconds by entering a 0 to 7-digit code as programmed by the airline, followed by the number symbol key on the lower right. The keypad is also used to enter the emergency code in the event that the flight crew does not respond to an entry request. The pilots move the toggle switch on the cockpit door panel to the unlock position when they want the cabin crew to open the door. The switch has to be pulled and kept in the unlock position until the door is pushed open. In the center normal position, cockpit door latches are locked and emergency access is possible for the cabin crew. With the toggle switch in the locked position, the cockpit door is locked and the buzzer, keypad, and emergency access are inhibited for a pre-selected time between 5 to 20 minutes. The cabin crew is able to request emergency access to open the cockpit door if the flight crew has not used the lock position for at least 5 to 20 minutes. The function of the unlock position is to override and reset any previous selection. If the electrical supply fails, the cockpit door automatically unlocks but remains closed. On the cockpit door open fault indicator, when the open light is illuminated, the door is not closed or not locked. When the open light flashes, the cabin crew has initiated an emergency access procedure. If the pilots do not react, the door will unlock after an adjustable time delay between 15 and 120 seconds. When the fault light illuminates, a system failure such as a latch, pressure sensor, or control unit has been identified. The malfunctioning item can be identified by checking the strike and pressure sensor status lights on the cockpit door control panel on the overhead panel.